Andre?
Oh, Ryan, coming in blasting, huh?
Coming in real hot. Speaking of coming in hot, about 5 minutes before the show went live, I pulled up from like 18, 20 feet, had a little piece of trash, said, Dre, make or miss. He didn't say anything, so I just shot it. Absolute bucket all the way across the office. And if that is not an omen for things to come on this show, I just don't know what is.
Absolute bucket might be a stretch, but it went in, and that's what
absolute
matters.
bucket. There's no such thing as cash from across the office. That's not an absolute bucket.
Well, there you go. We're ready. Another week, Ryan. Another week of winners.
Another thing I realized.
Lay it on me.
Friday should have been haircut RK picks, but I realized I had already divulged those picks pre-haircut. And that's why they weren't as successful as they should be. So today is actually really those picks.
That is true. It's when the picks are submitted for leg one, still old scraggly hair.
Yeah.
Which 3 days in, looking very good.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah,
you know,
that's prime cut.
Sign of a good barber is it grows in real nice.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. Let's get to our big threes, and Dre, we'll start with yours.
We've been told
they're
there's
basically the same.
some real overlap here, and I think that is an extraordinary sign. Michael Porter Jr. over 2.5 threes at -113. Of course, hit that mini downturn for a second for a couple games.
I don't even remember that.
And now we get it back at -113. He's putting them up. And aside from that little downturn, he's been hitting threes at like a 50% clip. So this is a really nice value here.
Yeah, I mean, this is the new, remember when we were like obsessed with Mikko Rantanen shots on goal?
Of course.
This is the new Mikko Rantanen shots on goal.
It really is. It really is. It's where he's at his most money printer junior, I would say.
Absolutely. And good value on it tonight.
Exactly. With that in line, I'm also taking over 8.5 rebounds. We'll have a talk about how there's another line that'll give you a little more juice. Hedging a little, though, keeping things a little safer, -113. The over hitting on 8.5 boards, 8 of the last 11. So you like to see that as his role increases. He's getting those boards, and I love the size advantage he has on the wing against the Grizz. And then Jokic, over 25.5, -125. It's going to be a point night, not an assist night for Jokic, and that means taking on Jonas Valanciunas. He will cook him.
I have an
28
interesting
early
update.
in the year. Yes.
Couple things have changed here. Sorry to jump in.
Oh, boy.
But I also have MPJ threes and Jokic points. MPJ threes have moved to +100.
What?
Yes. Still at over 2.5. +100. Listen, I would say, like, oh, maybe they know something. There's no way you can know anything about this line.
Important question from Austin here. If he already put a unit on it, does he double down now that they're in plus money?
Well, I mean,
Yeah, why not?
the juice isn't that drastically increased. But if you're feeling good, Austin, if you're feeling
Well,
good.
I'm going to put 2 units on this, so it's almost the same thing.
I'll allow it.
The other thing I love here is MPJ over 21.5 points. That's at -113. He missed it by a half point the other night thanks
Very
to the
disappointing.
blowout. Even though he still really should have got it. He went like 4 minutes of court time without a look.
Yeah.
It was driving me nuts. And then he finally got one on the very last possession. It was like a weird side fadeaway. It didn't go in.
The rebounds were annoying, too. I had double-double boosted in that one.
Me too.
Very annoying.
They never came to him. But a lot of people took our advice from the show, which was to boost MPJ threes. I wish I had a boost to use on this one. Is there any parlay? Is there any boosts tonight?
No, I think
Leftover parlay boost from yesterday?
The standard MLB 25er.
But I think yesterday there was a parlay boost that I never used.
There was a 100% 3-legger.
Oh, I used that, didn't I?
It took me forever to figure that out until I knew it. I figured it expired already because I knew it was on a deadline. Then it was like, oh, it's a 3-legger, and I put it on UFC and lost.
All right. Well, the other one, so yeah, I got points over on threes, and then we like Yoke. They think they're going to be able to put Valanciunas
Correct.
on him. They can't. No
Think
one,
again.
No one
Yes.
can.
Yes.
Literally no one can guard him one-on-one.
Yeah, that's right. AD might give him some trouble, but
No. Actually, I saw Harrison maybe or Vogt posted yesterday, like, when guarded by AD last year in the playoffs, Jokic was like 11 of 19.
oh, that's crazy. Wow.
And he had a 5-to-1 assist-to-turnover ratio.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Wow.
So no one can. Maybe like Prime Shaq.
Even then, though, he's taking you out to 3. Like, Shaq can't get out there.
Right.
Like, he's in trouble. No, there's
no
literally no one.
There's no one.
Yeah.
The Hulk?
Prime Mutombo, but no.
No.
D
no one.
couldn't do it.
Okay.
Ben Wallace. Ben Wallace would be a tough matchup. Ben Wallace, beast.
Yo could just be running down the court going like this. Too short.
I mean, it was just 6'6". That's true. I mean, it's true.
Yeah. I did love me some Ben Wallace, though.
Ben Wallace, come on.
Those prime Pistons, like, with like you had to love them because of Chauncey.
Yeah.
And so the rest of the team was really easy to love.
Well, and they were such an outlier. Like, it was like, oh, if you don't want to be the Lakers or Celtics or Spurs, this is how you win a championship. Like, it was like we never seen anything like it.
So it was Chauncey, Rip,
yeah,
Rashid,
yeah,
Ben Wallace. Who was the fifth in their starting five?
Tayshaun Prince.
Oh my God.
Yeah, incredible defensive wing. Yeah, those were great teams.
That's
Larry
epic.
Brown as the coach. Yeah,
Shout out Tayshaun Prince, the reason that they didn't draft Melo.
insane. Yeah,
Yeah, saved us there.
yeah, no kidding.
We would have had Darko.
For sure.
What would have happened?
Kiki for sure would have had Darko.
The
God.
Nuggets wouldn't be
Yeah, I
in
was
Denver,
gonna
that's
say
what
the
it
Nuggets
was.
might have had to move.
Yeah, no, for real. They really would have. I mean, passing on Bosch and Wade would have been too much to handle too for Darko. Yikes! Oh,
And
thank you, Tayshaun
the
Prince.
Pistons also, like, it was such a bad pick that they derailed their own success.
I mean, they could have been amazing with Melo. Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yep.
That's one of those what ifs that you don't want to think about.
Yeah. No kidding.
Okay, what else did we want to discuss here today? Oh, just on this Nuggets game.
Yes.
So I like the points. We like the threes. You like the rebounds. And it just leads me to... Where did it go?
PAR.
No, not PAR. Is it off the board? There it is.
Top point score. Oh.
It leads me to a place where you can get a lot of value for getting one more rebound than you suggest, because we know he's going to get 10 points. I guess I'll
Right.
touch wood on that. It's plus 155 for him to get a double-double. So
It's a good long shot of the day.
you're getting a lot of value just
Yeah.
by buying one extra rebound.
Yeah.
Or
it's
selling
true.
one rebound,
That's true.
which...
Yeah, it's not a bad strategy. I mean, when we see the adjusted lines and you want like a hockey game over 6.5 or over 7, the difference is usually about what you'd see there,
Yeah.
minus 113 to plus 150. By the way, my new favorite live bet is a high-scoring tied hockey game going into the final 10 minutes of the third and taking the over to go 2 more goals to be scored.
Because you get the game
Right.
the game breaker and the empty netter.
Exactly. I got that with Rangers Devils. It was amazing. I got in at like 275, plus 275.
The only thing that sucks is if it goes to OT, you've lost.
Oh, you've lost. Yeah.
You're done. I forgot to tell you yesterday, I had a crazy thing happen to me. So, like I said, we boosted Zion assists early in the morning. We had 100% Profi boost.
Yeah.
We both put it on Zion assist. It hits. So, my account's looking fat and happy. I'm like, I'm ready to sling some cash around.
Yeah.
And there was just nothing out there. But who did they play? The Heat were up early on the Nets. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so the Nets go to plus money.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, let me get in on this. Plus 100. I hit it. They're down like 16-10. They're at a plus 100. I go in 2 units. And then I turn the game on. The game wasn't on. And they're like, tough scene here as, as Kevin Durant hobbles off the court. And I was like, what? Because I even looked in my app, in the game cast. It was like on the floor, Kevin Durant. I'm like, okay, yeah, I want him. So I literally sat there the rest of the game just waiting for the buyout to get up again.
Uh-huh.
So as soon as they went up by like 2 points, the buyout went to like $1 over what I got. I was like, get me out of here.
Genius, because Bam Adebayo then hits the beater, and that was an incredible game. It was a fun Sunday of sports, though there weren't like great bets to be played.
That's the one problem with the buyout is you instantly lose all interest in the game.
Yeah.
I had the game on. I was
true.
just watching TikToks, and then I just hear like Adebayo for the win. I'm like, oh, nice.
It really does kill the rest of the game for you. It's true.
You're like, I don't even want to know what happens now. I just want to get out of here.
Right. I'm not even so much interested in fading the team I just bought out on.
Because you're like, I want to originally have been right.
Right.
But then did I lose out on that money?
Yeah.
It's weird.
It's always tough.
Okay. So I like the MPJ double-double as like a little bit of a value chaser.
That's a good one because we don't have top point scorer tonight.
Yep.
So in lieu of that long shot play, I like that one.
If I was just asking you, who is more likely to hit 2 threes tonight, Nikola Jokic or Aaron Gordon, what would you say?
Probably Jokic.
Yeah. But they're almost the same value to hit 2. I
What
don't
is
think
that?
Aaron Gordon has hit 2 as a Nugget in a game.
He's not really shooting.
Well, he shouldn't be.
Yeah. No, I mean, definitely shouldn't. Well,
I'm fine with like the open corner 3 here and there.
oh, of course.
But Jokic is plus 140 to go over 1.5. AG plus 145. Pretty weird, huh?
Plus 140 is really good value on Jokic. Because, again, Jonas, you're trying to get that one big out and about, so you're going to take a couple threes to, like, bait him out there, and now it
I
becomes
always
harder
want
for him.
him to do that. He doesn't always oblige.
Yeah, it's true. And then there are games like, what was it, Saturday?
Friday.
Just letting it fly.
Bro, Friday he pulled up from, like, the deepest he's ever pulled up from.
Letting it rip.
Just the trail, came on the trail,
Right.
got the pass, was, like, 2 feet behind the line, just let it fly, cash.
He's incredible.
That got me hyped.
Yeah.
What if he extended his range by like 3 feet and he was just shooting from anywhere? Because he can.
mean,
like, there's nothing stopping him from doing
That's
that.
kind of the next step.
Oh, that would be awesome. How worried are you about the blowout tonight?
It's a good question. I think the Grizz will be feisty. I think they'll keep him in it. Also, no Monte, you know, so.
Are we caught up in like the identity of the Grizzlies though? Like, don't the Grizzlies always seem like they're gonna fight and keep you in it, even though like, who are you? Like, I guess it feels like Dylan Brooks always goes off against the Nuggets.
Yeah, Dylan Brooks. I mean, Jonas is a good basketball player.
They
you
also
know.
do struggle with fast guards. Josh
Right.
Fast.
Morant's that quick twitch guard that's going to create it, especially when Facu's the guy guarding him. Or Will Barton, which
Right.
is why I think Will Barton, few leanings on some overs for Barton might be nice. Though really 3.5 assists is the juiciest. His PAR is really high. His points are really high, but still.
Aaron Gordon at 12.5, I like.
But I've missed suckers bet
yeah,
so
I know.
far.
I've missed
Yeah.
on a couple of them. I think I'm 1 and 2 betting that.
Yeah, you probably are. I would have
12
thought
and a half,
worse.
but it goes up and down for like 12.5 looks good. 13.5 looks like it's too much.
Now, the Grizz, I think, is a matchup where the Nuggets forwards are just going to have such a size advantage
Yep.
that maybe you do get some easy ones. You know, Jokic triple-double, again, it's a points night, not an assist night to me. No, it's like minus 159.
I'm surprised by that.
Also, Opero, Alexander Barkov, 2.5 shots set at minus 200, so I'm staying away tonight. But that is on the board. You want to include that in some parlay, maybe throw it in with Kevin Gossman over 6.5 strikeouts.
I love that move that Aaron Gordon does, where he does like a half euro, just like creates a bunch of space and then shoots the little like 5-foot jumper.
Yeah.
It's crazy how much space he gets himself in that. Like, he can have that anytime he wants. He just gets himself wide open from 5 feet.
Well, because people are panicking
Then
trying
he's
to
gonna
get to
dunked-
the
They're
hoop.
going to get
Yeah.
dunked on, yeah. It's so
Trying
cool.
to
I love
make
that
up
move.
That cushion to me, it's like a overreacting to a double move on a speed wide receiver. You know,
Yeah.
like
It doesn't, but it almost reminds me of the classic AI move where he would just go flying through the middle of the paint and like get himself space in the air and then shoot it.
the greatest.
So fun to watch. Okay. You said something about an all Colorado parlay,
Yes,
even though there's only one Colorado team in action.
yeah, Kevin Gossman, Colorado's own, I believe Centennial,
Grandview.
Grandview. There you go.
I know that because I kind of don't like him because he was in high school at the same time as me, And he was on their basketball team. He was like their classic 3-point shooter guy. And I remember there was like a collision on the sidelines between him and someone else, and they were like John. And of course, he was like the big star for the other team. So like we're screaming at him. I'm sure he's a nice guy, but I hated him on that day.
That's out in Aurora?
Grandview?
Yeah. Went to school with a lot of guys from Grandview and Smoky Hill. Shouts to them.
Both members, I believe, of the Centennial League.
Oh.
The old Centennial League, which no longer exists.
R.I.P.
Grandview, I think, is in Centennial.
So anyways, he's on one. He's had 3 great starts this year, and he's taken on the Phillies. Phillies on a strikeout per game basis in the top 5, averaging over 10 Ks per game. Gosman, I think he gets 7 innings, and you can get that. Also might be juicy going under 3.5 for the Phils. So, I'm not a big betting on the Giants, but I've had fun betting on these Colorado pitchers.
Okay. So you're just parlaying that with the Nuggets?
With one of my Nuggets props, and I might as well throw Barkey in there.
No, now you're getting saucy.
The dogs are barking.
John Hoffman here says, Grandview, baby, Southeast Aurora.
Oh, I got that right. Good.
Yeah,
Good
Grandview
for me.
also had a football star there at the same time, and I just remembered that we knocked them out of the football playoffs and the basketball playoffs my senior year. Who's the football kid?
Phil go to
Went
one
to-
of those 2
He went
schools?
to Florida or Michigan or something?
Phil go to Smoky?
No, Phil went to Denver South.
Oh, right.
A true Denver school.
Yeah.
That's a kind of a fun little parlay you got there. So Gosman strikeouts, MPJ threes, Barkey shots.
Exactly.
No buyouts, but
Maybe a little extra value, throw in MPJ double-double. Maybe
you
that's
can't
where
do
the
that 'cause you already
double-double
have
appears.
MPJ threes.
No, I'm saying
switch it
substitute
up.
that as my prop, yeah. That might be fun. Yeah, I think I will do that. Gosman in action in like 15 minutes, so get that in
Oh,
while you can.
jeez.
Yep,
Get
yep,
the
yep,
gauze
yep,
on.
yep. Turn the
Don't want to
gauze
be bleeding out.
up.
Okay, well, I want to punch this in right now with you. So Giants.
Okay.
How many
like
strikeouts
it.
does this guy got to throw?
6.5.
Sheesh.
Yeah. I mean,
Plus 110 though. Get some value.
when you're a proud Colorado boy, they're not just going to give you easy props, Ryan.
All right, I'm giving this guy a chance to make me like him again.
Let's
Because
go.
I've disliked him unjustifiably for like 10 years.
Big day for you, Kevin.
Kevin, this is your last chance.
Also, I think the Thunder has plus 550 dogs on the money line, taking on the Wizards. Sneaky good value. There's always a random, that crappy team won tonight against another crappy team.
Mm-hmm.
And, professionals at 550, that's too good a value for me.
I couldn't agree more, Dre.
So, there you go.
Got any comments here, Kale?
Then let's parlay these together.
Not too many comments.
Barkey's in action in 10 minutes, too.
Yeah.
Get those
So
in,
there's
get those in, kids.
Austin saying took the Canadian Barkov to Brinkett. MPJ's over 3s, Harper to get a hit, and Rays to win.
Wow.
The Brinkett is also in action.
He's
so-
actually dead to me. Sorry.
Yeah, he's disappointed me a little lately. He just hasn't been feeling it as much. So, okay, I like this. I like this a
Did
lot.
you add in the Thunder into your parlay?
No,
Okay, so it's just Ghazi, MPJ, and Barkey.
Barkey,
El
yeah.
Perro.
El Perro.
Do you guys want to get to the dilemma of the day?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's get to this GD dilemma.
Okay,
Why
all
not?
right. So, hang on one sec. Let me just punch in this parlay. Oh gosh, I don't want to put $1,100 on it.
Plus 703. It's not terrible value.
I too got it at plus 703.
Oh, I imagine it is the same parlay on the same app. Okay, so while Ryan finishes that, we're having some fun. We're filling out a pool. May I suggest, if you haven't filled out this pool yet, go into the MLB section, opt in to the 25% daily boost that you get by participating on any pool of your choice. And then it's 2 birds, 1 stone.
Okay, so you're gonna have to walk me through this, Dre.
So we're going to go to pools. We're going to scroll down to the free 50K NFL Draft first round pool.
Did I miss it?
Probably.
I'm just looking for the NFL. Okay, Got it.
There we go.
All right. It's
Big time
loading.
stuff.
Okay, who will be the second overall pick? Zach Wilson.
Zach Wilson. Very easy. Yes.
Who will be the third overall pick?
Ah.
So maybe I hedge here because mentally I want it to be Mac Jones so bad
Yes.
that like I'm just not really allowing myself to acknowledge any other scenarios.
I'm ready to fight people on the street who tell me it's not going to be Mac Jones.
Yeah. So maybe we emotionally hedge a little bit here and go
okay.
Justin Fields.
Okay.
I guess
vibe
you
with
know
that.
you can disagree because
I went Mac Jones.
if we
on
put the
mine.
same thing to you already filled yours out.
Yes. I
Okay,
filled
good.
mine out.
Because if we all put the same thing, then we're gonna have to split the prize.
Worth mentioning on DraftKings, Justin Fields, the slight favorite at plus 100 to be the third overall pick. Mac Jones plus 120. That's shifted. He was plus 175 earlier this weekend.
Even as early as this morning.
Mm-hmm.
Who will be the fourth overall pick?
Getting more Kyle Pitts vibes here. Unless it's a trade down.
Any other player is an option.
Right, because Pitts isn't there, so it can be any other player. Trey Lance, of course, the option that concerns you not taking, because someone could move up. Of course, a weird report.
I'm going any other player.
That's what I like.
Here's my latest prediction about what happens.
Lay it on me.
And I guess that moves us into the fifth overall pick here. At 4, Atlanta just says, like, we are in love with Kyle Pitts. We're not taking any chance that we're not getting him. So we're just we're taking him. Then at 5, the Bengals say the exact same thing about Jamar Chase. And they're like, we're not passing up on Jamar Chase. He's our favorite wide receiver. Why would we do that? We already invested in Joe. Let's double down on that investment. Okay?
I agree.
So now you're at 6.
Yes.
And this is where the Broncos trade up.
Right, that's the report today, right?
Oh, is it? Well, I saw that
Miami at 6 is considering.
Miami is finessing this draft. It's incredible.
That or Kevin Costner took over their I mean, they're either so stupid they're recreating draft day or they're actually geniuses.
Like, when you can, like, trade for something and then trade it for more and then trade, you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Like,
Hey, we know that game at DraftKings.
Yes. Okay, so, yeah, it's kind of like taking the buyout on, like, an underdog that went up big, taking that buyout, putting it
Dude, it totally is.
on the favorite who is now down big to come back. Amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so, oh, we don't get to go to number 6. Bummer. Okay.
Yeah, it's essentially your Nuggets championship bet.
Right.
Like that you sold before it was going to lose value, and
Yes.
now it's regained value. Allow me to buy back in. Thank you very much.
I think if the Nugs go and, like, blow out the Grizz tonight, people might start talking about them again.
I'm honestly surprised that hasn't moved yet.
Yeah, me too. All right, who will be the first wide receiver drafted? I already said Jamar Chase.
Yep.
Who will be the first running back drafted? You got to go Najee.
I agree completely.
Okay.
I'm so happy we're exactly lockstep, except for the third pick.
Which is
So we
good.
both want the same thing. We're just, which is great.
Who will be the first defensive player drafted?
Yeah.
This is crazy. This is such a bad defensive draft.
I feel like Surtain's the safe pick, but I
Certainly
would.
is.
I'd put my money on it being Micah Parsons over Patrick Surtain just for positional
It's
value.
actually Patrick Surtain. Sorry, we all three
Oh.
just screwed it up.
Oh, my bad. I had no clue. Parsons is interesting though because today in Peter King's column, I believe there was some talk of at 7 the Lions considering Parsons. Oh, I know. Those guys. When you're an undersman, that's who's running the lines.
What's wrong?
It's
what's
sad,
wrong with being
bro.
an undersman?
Well, you
I
have
win when I'm an undersman.
you have a vibe to yourself, though. You're like going to Coors with a Hawaiian shirt and rooting the under.
Can't wait to do that.
That's who's running the lines. So
Okay.
they would love.
I
Micah
hate
Parsons.
all of these. Actually, I don't hate all of these guys, but I hate all of them as the number 1 defensive player. Like,
Yeah.
these are all like number 5 defensive players.
Yes,
Okay, I'm gonna go Micah Parsons just because
Okay.
I think he's the best
I
athlete
like
there.
that. Now you guys, this is the first one I'm thinking like, oh, maybe if allowed, I would maybe go back and change.
Okay. Which of the listed players will be selected first? Justin Fields, Trey Lance, Mac Jones. Don't you have to stay on?
No,
with
you
your-
have to. You
Yeah.
have to.
So I'll
yes.
go Justin Fields.
Right, I went Mac Jones.
How many quarterbacks will be drafted in the first round? Over under 5.5. So who would be the sixth?
There's some
Kyle Trask?
murmurs. Davis Mills, the Stanford. Oh, he's terrible. Yeah, Trask.
Okay, it's under 5.5.
Yes, thank you.
5 in the top 10.
Right, none the
None
rest
at-
of
none
which
the
makes
rest of them.
sense. I
Yep.
mean, that's the draft for you usually.
Yep. Okay, and then the final one is total number of 2021 first round picks traded after 8 p.m. Eastern on 4/29.
So, like,
So
essentially, once we're on the clock,
right. They had to really get so specific
Yeah.
about this.
6.5 sounds insane considering we've already had 2 big ones.
Didn't last year have like 2?
Yeah.
And they were all at the end of the round?
Yeah, last year was the most chalk draft in
And-
like 20 years or something.
I'm
And it's the
pretty
same
sure
scenario where
that was a trend in the NBA draft too, where everyone was like, "Oh, expect a million trades," and those crickets. Like
there's
nothing
something
happened.
about like being out of their comfort zone that makes NFL teams uncomfortable. In the sense of like back in the day, you know, you were in the war room with like the
Right,
hardwire
right.
phones. Now you're at your house. You're like on your cell phone and Zoom and.
You might be onto something.
So I think that's honestly what it was. I'm going way under. on
If I
this.
can find that prop, I would put several units on.
Yeah, I mean,
Seems extremely safe to go under there.
if you set it at 3.5, I might still take the under.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, and I think teams will just be a little more conservative in the first, as what you just described.
I'm submitted.
Let's
Feeling
go.
good about this.
Yeah, dude, that was a fun exercise today.
That was.
I'm glad you were here with us too, Kale. I liked your Parsons take.
This was like a perfect combination of analysis and betting at the same time.
Correct.
So, just so you guys know, the live draft show, DNVR Draft Day Live, which we'll be doing here from the bar, we are going to have so many bets on the table. It's going to be asinine.
Actually, that Thursday morning, afternoon, I'm always so antsy and bored and like can't wait for it to start. It'll be amazing unloading multiple clips on DraftKings.
I haven't written something down since I was in grade school. I might like write down all of the picks I want to make.
Love it. Love it.
All right. I think that wraps it up for us, yeah?
Yeah, it is.
All right. Nugs only tonight. So get that action in there, and we'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Good luck.